What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do the best and worst palettes of 2018. I usually do not do a video for every category just because I feel like it's just too overwhelming. For this particular category, I didn't feel like I could choose only a couple of palettes to feature in my best 18 of 2018. So I just figured I would just do a best and worst of palettes, and I will do top 18 of 2018 in like a couple of weeks when I can get my shit together and figure out what products are the best, because that's really hard for me to narrow down because I like so much. I need to start out with Huda because I just feel are amazing for 2018. The first being the new Obsessions palettes. These are so good. They're creamy, they're inexpensive. I just feel that you can get so many good looks from these palettes and the possibilities are kind of endless. So I have Topaz, which is probably my most used because it's warm. It's just kind of the colors that I gravitate towards. And you do have an equal amount-ish of mattes and metallics that just give you the prettiest eye job. That's when I say eye job. Prettiest eye job there is. I love that one. And then I also have Amethyst. If you guys green eyes, this is a must. It is beautiful. It's different from other palettes that I have, and it's a really good purples palette. Sometimes I feel like it's super hard to find a really nice purpley palette that has scrumptious colors in it, but this does. So I'm just gonna swatch a few for you. There are some colors right there. And then lastly is one of my favorites, and this is Rubies. Oh, I love this one too. You can get really fun holiday, New Year's Eve looks that I would definitely pick this one up. This is a little bit more festive. I feel like I feel like this is really pretty for New Year's Eve. If you guys are lucky enough and you don't have young kids and you can find a babysitter, this would be a good one to use for that. We never go out because I can never find a sitter on New Year's Eve, which is a bummer. So we usually go to our friend's house who have young kids and we just kind of hang out all night. It's the name of the game when you got little kids. These two. Gosh, did this come out this year? If it didn't, I'm gonna feel like a jackass. But the Huda Beauty Rose Reed Mastered is, I can't even talk. It's gorgeous. You can definitely tell that I give this one a lot of love. You've got a bunch of metallics here that are creamy. They apply well, and the matte shades are overall amazing, and I absolutely love them. I didn't try the original rose palette, so the original rose gold palette I didn't try, but this one is so good as the nude. I know this is like Huda overkill. This one I'm wearing today and I love. I feel like this was the best nudes palette release for me because all of the shades are really pretty. I don't care for topper shades like this. That is the only drawback. I don't usually use these, and if I ever use glitter topper shades, I can expect them to be on my tits by the end of the night because they just don't stay on my lids. I don't even really have oily lids. I've got like dry lids. So if you don't own this one, it's stunning. It's got a bunch of different neutral terracotta colors that are amazing. Gosh, if you had to choose between these two, honestly, I would go with this one. I feel like you might get a little bit more, like this one is just a little bit softer. You can get more work appropriate looks with it. Both of them are awesome, but this one's really good. I love them. Next, the Naked Cherry. Ooh, would not think that I would love this as much as I do, but I do. I feel like, I don't know. I think the colors are gorgeous, and I think Urban Decay did a really good job at formulating these colors and making them buttery smooth. You can just tell on my fingers they're so easily. You can pick up the colors super easy too. Really nice palette. Great for everyday looks. And I like them because it's a little bit different, yet you can get a neutral look. So this one is definitely in my top 10. But this one is in like my top 5. This was the dark horse of the entire bunch. It would not be one that I would think that I would wear a lot, but I freaking wore this almost every week when I got it. This is the Born This Way palette from Urban Decay. I love this one. I just think that regardless of these shades right here that I don't use this much, you get so many fun neutral looks with this palette, and the quality is superb. I absolutely love this. It's probably in my top 5 of 2018, I have to say. It was actually going to be in my top 18, but I love it. I think these are gorgeous. This shade right here is actually one of those shades that has like a really cool reflect in it once you get it on the eye. I think it's like a pinky, purpley reflect. I mean, it's just so good. I've been obsessed with this. This shade is gorgeous. I wear this a ton, and it just, oh, I love this palette. I feel like you definitely need this one. I'm gonna continue with the good and then we'll get to the bad. This one blew me out of the water as well, which is the Faced Gingerbread palette. If you were looking for a warm, fun palette, I think I've talked about this a ton. You've got to get this one. They know how to do palettes as well. It smells so good. This is a very warm, fun palette. You get some really fun colors like this one, this, and also some really pretty neutrals. Stunning, absolutely stunning. And no wonder it sold out so quickly because it was super worth it. Absolutely love this. And I just feel like not a lot of people talked about this one from Smashbox. This is the Cali Contour Shape Bronze and Glow palette. I'm wearing it today and I've been wearing it a ton. It's a really great one for travel because you get a bronzer, a contour, 2 highlighters, and then a really pretty neutral blush that looks good on everybody. I think everybody could use, and if you remember that you have it, like I don't remember that I had it, you would use it all the time. Once I remember that I have this, I feel like I use it a lot more, but it's really hard for me to remember that I have it. That is the color of the blush. Just like a neutral, like rosy brown color. Totally matte, really buttery, creamy, smooth. Bronzer is here. Really nice, cool toned contour color, and then some pretty highlight shades. Love this palette. All right, so Natasha, she comes out with a ton of palettes each year that I always fall for and end up buying, but these two honestly were the standout ones for me, and that is the Camel palette and then the Cranberry palette. Both of them just as amazing. I wear them all the time, and you can actually wear them together. So the Camel palette, straight neutrals, one that I wear almost all the time. I love it so much. This, you will love this one. So easy to use, really great for travel, and it has that Natasha quality behind it. This one was kind of like a dark horse as well. I just wasn't interested, and then I got it and I totally fell in love. This is the Cranberry palette. I think this one's a limited edition, but we know how that goes. Usually sometimes they bring it back. I think the one thing is that you can't necessarily use this together, but I've worn this all over the lid. This is stunning. It's like such a pretty inner corner shade. Normally with a shade like that, I would feel like it would be not pigmented and have a ton of fallout, but none of these have fallout. They give a really beautiful wet look, and I freaking am obsessed. So you definitely need this palette, girl. Pat McGrath, she is like the queen of lipsticks in my opinion, but she also does really great palettes. So this one I love. This one is not as expensive as her mothership ones that are really expensive, but it's just as good and just as amazing. This is the, oh, which one is this called? This might be limited edition. Bronze, okay, so this is Bronze Temptation, and this is so pretty. Creamy smooth, buttery, pigmented. This would be a great holiday one, even though the holidays are kind of over with, and thinking about taking down my decorations is giving me such anxiety. I hate doing that. Like a red, you've got 2, and these are actually really good matte shades that go with all the colors in here, and then just golds. I mean, so pretty. This is, you can definitely get a bunch of looks out of this one if you like warm colors, and I love it. So if you don't own her palettes and you want to try one that you don't have to drop like $100, do this one. So I just have 3 palettes that sucked, and usually if I don't like a palette, I return it. Let's be honest, we all return shit, but sometimes I wait too long out of like the time frame that I can return it, or it's not worth it because I used points, or I just keep it and I'll give it away. So these 3 palettes, I'm sure there's more, but these are the only ones that I think came out this year that I wanted to mention in this video. First one is the Soft Clam. I don't hate this. I just don't think, I feel like this was just like a waste of money because I have these palettes, or I have these colors in other palettes like 20 times over, and I just feel like it was not worth it for me to get this, because not only do I have the colors, but I've got these shades and like singles. So this was more or less just a waste of money for me. Not necessarily it was a bad palette. This was kind of a bummer for me because I don't ever use it. That's that. And then this one, I actually did not like this palette. It was, this one is the Cheek palette from the Cherry collection. This didn't offer a lot of pigmentation. So if you have like medium to dark skin tone, this is not even gonna show up on you. And it goes on a little patchy for me. I am wearing this highlighter today on my cheeks, and it just doesn't translate very well on the face. Like I just don't feel like it offers any pigmentation at all. Like I almost feel like it's just cakey and sitting on top of my skin because I really put on a bunch of layers to try to get it to show up, and it just didn't show up. So this was a no for me. Probably the only thing out of that entire collection that was a dud. This was really patchy for me, and I liked her bigger palette. I feel like the quality was better in the big palette than these. These are a little patchy and just kind of suck dick, to be honest. Swatching doesn't really show you anything. Might not be able to tell, but when you blend it, it's just patchy on my skin. I have to put that in the dud category because it just did not stand out for me at all. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out, and leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time.